no barrier of thinking that there is no prohibition on the way of living. It reminds me the poem of Tagore, where the mind is without fear. And I feel like the prayer of Tagore has been heard by the Almighty. That's why we are here under the blue sky, feeling the warmth of the sun and experiencing the air of freedom. Indeed, it was just a dream before the century when our nation was in the clutch of Britishers. The credit of our freedom goes to our national heroes, our leaders. In the series of the selfless fight, the name which comes forth is that of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi.
हम सब के लिए यह परम गौरव की बात है कि हम आज एक ऐसे महान शख्सियत की जयंती मना रहे हैं जिनसे हमारे राष्ट्र की पहचान जुड़ी है। सत्य एवं अहिंसा की प्रतिमूर्ति जिन्हें हम प्यार से बापू कहते हैं और राष्ट्रपिता कहकर सम्मान देते हैं।
Keeping in tune, I Shambhavi.
I Regina
Take the pleasure of greeting a warm good morning to Manager Reverend Sister Shensi and Reverend Sister Jwala, the Principal of St. Teresa Convent School, respected teachers, parents, peers and my viewers.
दे दी हमें आज़ादी बिना खड़क बिना ढाल, साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा था कि यदि मैं बिल्कुल भी अकेला हो जाऊं तो भी सत्य और अहिंसा पर दृढ़ रहूंगा, क्योंकि यही सबसे बड़ा साहस है जिसके आगे एटम बम भी अप्रभावी हो जाता है।
Let's proceed with today's program and witness the lyrical glance of Gandhiji's life, which is going to be sung by Teresian youngsters.
माटी पुकारे तुझे, देश पुकारे, आजा रे अब आजा रे, भूले हम राह हमें राह दिखा दे, आजा रे राह दिखा दे। ऐनक पहने लाठी पकड़े चलते थे वो शान से, जालिम कांपे थर 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 सुनकर उनका नाम रे। कद था उनका छोटा सा असर पर उनकी चाल रे, दुबले से पतले से थे वो चलते सीना तान गए। बंदे में था दम वंदे मातरम, बंदे में था दम वंदे मातरम, बंदे में था दम वंदे में था दम वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। भाई भाई का दुश्मन है बना रे, नफरत की आंधी बहती रे, डर के दिलों को बापू प्यार सिखा रे, आजा रे बापू आजा रे।
वंदे में था दम
वंदे मातरम, वंदे में था दम वंदे मातरम।
Thank you guys for portraying Gandhiji's life in such a melodious way.
जैसे कि हम जानते हैं, अहिंसा परमो धर्मः सर्वधर्म समभाव, अस्पृश्यता आदि गांधी जी के महान सिद्धांतों में गिनी जाती हैं, और न केवल गिनी जाती हैं बल्कि आज भी पूरी तरह से प्रासंगिक हैं।
Without taking much of your time, let me invite the Teresians to showcase the Gandhian principle through mind.
Yo, blaze up the walk, light it up to the beat. Come on. Just united, in every night. I'm a baby, what you do me well.
It is truly said that silence is louder than word. Thank you, friends, for showcasing the Gandhiji's teaching in such a dramatic way.
संभवी, हम जब कभी गांधी जी का स्मरण करते हैं, हमें उनके सबसे प्रिय भजन का स्मरण होता है। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीड़ पराई जाने रे।
Now here we are going to witness one childhood incident of Gandhiji's life which changed his way of thinking and created a different perception in his life. Now let's have a glimpse of this childhood incident in a dance form by our scholars.
न खड़ग न ढाल, फिर भी पूरा देश आपके साथ। बिना गांधी भारत के बारे में सोचना भी असंभव बना दिया। हम नई पीढ़ी के तरुण समझना चाहते हैं कि कैसे आपने इस सुषुप्त देश को जगा दिया। कैसे?
मोहन राजा हरिश्चंद्र का नाटक देखना चाहता था। वो अपने पिता के पास गया।
पा, चलो ना नाटक देखने चलते हैं।
कौन सा नाटक बेटा?
राजा हरिश्चंद्र।
देखो बेटा, मैं काम में थोड़ा व्यस्त हूँ, किसी और दिन चलते हैं।
तो मैं मेरे दोस्तों के साथ जाऊँ?
ठीक है।
नाटक में राजा हरिश्चंद्र अपना सत्य वचन निभाने के लिए अपना राज्य, पत्नी और बच्चों को खो देता है। नाटक के अंत में सभी की आंखों से आंसू निकल आए। उस कहानी ने मोहनदास के मन पर बहुत गहरा प्रभाव डाला। उसने सोचा कि उसे भी राजा हरिश्चंद्र की तरह ऐसी शक्ति मिल जाए जिससे वो सत्य की खातिर किसी भी संकट का सामना कर सके। और उस दिन से मोहन ने सत्य में जीवन बिताना शुरू किया।
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए दे, पीड़ पराए जाने रे, पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान ना आने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए दे, पीड़ पराए जाने।
Thank you, friends, for narrating us the story of Gandhiji's transformation in such a beautiful way.
मार्टिन लूथर किंग का कहना था कि अगर मानव सभ्यता को आगे बढ़ाना है तो गांधी जी की विचारधारा छोड़ नहीं सकती। वैश्वीकरण के इस दौर में चाहे दुनिया कितनी भी बदल जाए, लेकिन गांधी जी की विचारधारा अपना महत्व बनाए रखेंगी। आइए वाद विवाद के द्वारा इसे जानने का प्रयत्न करें।
The topic of today's debate is the relevance of Gandhian principle in today's era. Let's check out what our fellow mates have to say about it.
A very pleasant morning to all of you present over here. It was once said by Albert Einstein, perhaps the greatest of human minds, that the future generations will find it hard to believe that there once lived a man who walked upon this earth in flesh and blood named Mahatma Gandhi, better known as the father of the nation. The question arises after decades when he has been put to rest that has India moved away from his ideals, or is he not the father of the nation anymore? Are his ideas really utopian or just in the strife-torn world that we live in? A thought off and on haunts me that do we need to restore our faith in humanity and the principles as had been laid down by Mahatma Gandhi? Should we once again focus on his ideas of materialism, industrialization, economic models, etc., instead of being contrarian? What if we pursue and put to practice his ways of life? Let's hear it from our dear friends, their perspectives and views regarding Mahatma Gandhi's ideas in today's era through an exciting debate presented by the Teresians. So let's move on to Devrat to know his viewpoints on today's topic.
Hello, I am Devrat Roy, and today I'll be sharing my opinions in favor of Gandhian principles and its relevance in present day's world. The sole idea behind nonviolence was introduced by Mahatma Gandhi. He believed that a wrongdoer should be treated with love instead of weapons, as this will have a multi-dimensional impact. It will not only help in resisting oppression, but also appeal to his conscience and cause transformation. Here, I would like to quote few words of M.K. Gandhi. He says, "I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good it does is temporary, but the evil is permanent." Looking at today's scenario, I feel that Gandhian principles of love and non-violence, if applied properly, can largely help in bringing down the rates of crimes and eradicating the social evils. Now, coming upon to the next important principle of Mahatma Gandhi, and that is communal harmony. Gandhiji saw an inviolable harmony existed amongst all Indians, which have been denuded over time by forces of colonial government's policies and principles of caste system. He strived to unify different communities of India as he knew that India as a nation could achieve multifaceted growth and its independence from British rule only if every citizen of India works towards the development of nation and not merely for the upliftment of their own community.
Our next participant is Master Yogesh.
जब जब धरती पर पाप और अधर्म बढ़ता है तब महाभारत निश्चित. When even gods had to resort to the path of violence, what chances do we mere human have to hope to win a battle with non-violence? Today, I will highlight some of the demerits of Gandhian ideologies such as non-violence, love and affection towards one another. I cannot overlook his efforts to lead our country to success, but on the same time, I cannot support his ideology. What good are his serene ideologies in a cold and cruel modern world filled with darkness and corruption? A world filled with cynicity, disbelief, and hatred cannot be cultured with such lenient ideologies. These pre-modern ideologies are almost irrelevant in today's time.
Our next participant is Master Rajiv.
My name is Rajiv Sahu, and I think Gandhian economic policies are still relevant in today's world. So there are four basic pillars of Gandhian economic policies. First, it's non-violent economy. Gandhiji talked about an economy where no animal or no human would be harmed to fulfill the economic interests of the nation. As today, we can see many of the Indian states have banned the slaughterhouses. Next, he talked about trusteeship. His idea was that inherent wealth doesn't belong to an individual. It is the wealth of society and must be used in the welfare of the society. A report published in year 2020 says that only 1% of India's population is having over 83% of the wealth. Here, Gandhian principle of trusteeship can be used to bridge this gap. Next, he talked about decentralization. He was not at all in favor of large-scale industries. He favored small-scale industries. And today we can see that government is constantly reducing the taxes on MSME, that's medium, micro, and small business enterprises. He also talked about Swadeshi. He promoted Khadi throughout his life to give employment to handicraft workers and today we can see the government is running many schemes like Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat. And that's why I think Gandhian economic policies are still relevant in today's world. Thank you.
Now I would like to move on to Vishal.
Hello. Before beginning, first of all, let me ask you a question. Suppose you are at your dining table waiting for your dinner and your mom brings a fried hand of a person fully garnished. How would you feel? You will not feel good. So, I don't know why you people get delighted on seeing pieces of chicken served to you. Today, I am here to express my viewpoint in favor of Gandhi's ideology on vegetarianism, as it gave moral values for conservance of environment and to be kind toward every species. As Gandhi's values are true base for many social, economical, and ethical values. As when he was in England, he promised that he will not touch meat and wine, and he kept his promise for his entire life. His popular dietary principles are still a point of significance for his hundreds of followers. For Gandhi, vegetarianism is a topic of personal and moral growth. Now, if we talk about socialism, Gandhi's socialism differs from as that of Western socialism, as Western socialism gives importance to material progress, whereas his socialism gives importance to material equality. He believed in India where there is self self-rule India or Hind Swaraj. He believed in an economy where there is no clashes, where there is no rich and poor, there is equal distribution of resources, and everyone should be treated equally without any exploitation. Thank you.
Now let's move on to Miss Pia and see what she has to say on today's topic.
A big hello to all present over here. I am here to present my opinions against the relevance of Gandhi's ideals. Economic laws should be formulated according to the laws of nature. That's what Gandhi's ideas of economic policies taught us. Does that even make any sense in this real world? I mean, economy and nature are two completely different subjects. And according to me, they don't even make any relation. He advocated a minimalist life and excluded almost any kind of joy, effectively, a lifestyle that is practically impossible to maintain. He wanted us to live a village life with minimum resources. Neither I nor any young mind would like to live a life which lack of things. Coming to his next idea of trusteeship, Gandhiji opposed capitalism. I would like to quote a few lines by Oscar Wilde. When I was young, I thought that money was the most important thing in my life. Now that I'm old, I knew that it is. These lines very beautifully explain what money means to us. And who says money isn't important? Money brings you every single thing that you need to live comfortably in this world. His ideas of trusteeship was that wealthy people are the trustees of extra wealth. In this cruel world, people don't even give a penny to anybody if they don't have any personal benefits. So how can we expect that wealthy class to distribute their wealth?
Now, our next speaker on today's topic is Ms. Gurpreet.
Firstly, good morning to everyone. Gandhiji stated that cleanliness is more important for physical well-being and a healthy environment. Now, I will be speaking against Gandhi's ideology and principles. Is it still relevant in this 21st century? To answer this question, I'm having a data. According to one research in 2020, a website rates India as a third most polluted country all over the world. Wikipedia in its list of 100 most dirtiest cities has 29 Indian cities. Cleanliness does not only mean about individuals' houses, private schools or offices, but also about public places, slum areas, riverside, etc. Because these all are the parts of India. Many campaigns like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, which was initiated in 2014, but only launching the program is not the solution. But how much it succeeded should be the question. Let me give you an example. Green India team members visited Lal Bagh near Azadpur, which is just few kilometers away from popular Delhi University. There, when they went inside, they saw garbages where children were playing, slum areas where there were cramped houses, no proper sanitation facilities. So can we say that we are just trying to hide the bad side of India? Thank you.
Now, I would like to move on to Ms. Shelley to know her viewpoints.
On the occasion of Mahatma Gandhi's 152nd birth anniversary, we come to the question that whether Gandhian principles are relevant in today's world. Gandhi is a man who have millions of admirers, but at the same time, many people questioning his virtues and his politics. The youth wants to know where are his principles relevant. The youth is interrogating his principles and some even criticize him. The young people across the country are taking back from his principles and they don't seem to be inspired by his ideologies. I therefore am here to oppose the topic of relevance of Gandhian principle in today's world. So let's start with non-violence. Violence multiplies on being non-violent. In today's world, violence can be best answered with violence. Today, nobody believes in Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, and the biggest proof is India emerging as a superpower nation with advanced weapons, arms, and ammunition. Now, let's talk about Satyagraha, which means holding on to truth, remaining firm on the truth, and resisting untruth actively but non-violently. Nowadays, people don't speak lies intentionally, but the circumstances leads them to do so. Various professions like marketing and businessmen are supported by lies. Now, let's talk about communal harmony, which means that people of different caste, religion, creed, or gender live together in society with peace and harmony. But still, does it exist? Transgender are still treated as others. The birth of a girl child is still treated as a burden in many parts of our country. Now, modern culture outplays Gandhian Swalambi philosophy. As in today's world, new clothes and fashion have taken a new shape. People wear trendy clothes and wardrobe. By no means they are restricted to use khadi clothes as a part of Swadeshi or self-dependent philosophy of Gandhi. Thank you.
Now, finally, let's move to Miss Astha to know her perspectives.
When the pillars of India's courage were scattered down on the ground, bowed at the feet of the British, Bapu's voice echoed around, not by the physics of violence, but by the chemistry of civility. I still can hear his echoes because his views were infinity. The man of greatness, the man of honesty. He is our Mahatma, the father of our nation. Remembering his contributions and what he stood for and paying tribute to his legacy, I would like to present my views in the favor of relevance of Gandhian principles in today's world. Today, as we come to the question of relevance of Gandhian principles, I want to add some of my points. The first one being that I firmly believe that Gandhi was a man of the information age. Openness, accessibility, networking, connectivity, democratization, and decentralization. All these ideals are in one hand Gandhian ideals and on the other hand the ideals of the information era. And 21st century, in such an age which is called the age of information technology, we cannot question the relevance of his ideals. And my next point is that the biggest legacy that Gandhi left forward is what we are supposed to discuss today in our democracy is non-violence, what we call ahimsa, except that his idea of Swadeshi, trusteeship, aspects of his economic policies and vegetarianism are the main motives of the affirmative team.
It was wonderful listening to you all, guys. But now I would like to ask you, if you don't agree with anyone's points, you can express yourself.
Now that all of you have spoken, let us start rebutting each other's points. I'm sorry to disagree with the point made by Ms. Shelley and Master Yogesh. In Bhagavad Gita, it has been very clearly mentioned that ahimsa paramo dharma. And in real practice, indeed, there are people violating the same. But if one is doing wrong, we are not going to copy their actions, right? And that's what Gandhiji told us, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And here I want to make another statement, that Gandhi was a man who struggled against injustice throughout his life. And when he talked about non-violence, he did not talk about cowardice. As a matter of fact, if you tolerate injustice, you become a collaborator with it. In fact, he was a very intensely creative and courageous man. Let me give an example for that. To oppose the Salt March,
He could have organized riots and attacks, but no, he initiated the Salt March and such intense creativity to write a letter to Lord Irwin and tell him that yes, we are going to oppose the salt laws, we are going to break them. I mean, without even raising a single arm, he brought an earthquake in the British Empire.
Next, anyone can speak.
I completely oppose the opposition party for his favor of non-vegetarianism. As a survey which I have gone through, it is completely mentioned that to prepare a single piece of meat, 4 times more resources are required as compared to that veg diet. Recently, it was notified that one can survive his entire life by practicing a veg diet. So why to kill those precious lives just to maintain a sake of taste?
Next, please.
I am sorry to oppose my opponent, Ms. Astha Pradhan, because today no one believes in Ahimsa Parmo Dharma. As we can take an example of Uri surgical attack. When the militants of India were sleeping, the Pakistan militants attacked them and many of our soldiers were killed. So as India was remaining silent, everyone was thinking India to be a coward country. So India took the support of violence to prove that India is not a coward country. As we take our revenge, then it was proved that we are not a coward. So even India took the help of violence to prove themselves. So how the Ahimsa Parmo Dharma is relevant in today's world?
The next participant.
I want to oppose the points made by Master Raji. Coming to casteism, let me take you a few years back. What the world thought was Gandhi fought against caste, but he actually fought against the idea of untouchability. He was not against the caste system, but he just wanted that all the castes should be treated equally. Mahatma Gandhi is basically considered to be one of the most popular supporters of Hinduism. And if we talked about untouchability, where are his ideas today? The untouchables and the women are continuously exploited even today.
Next.
Ms. Priya Kankarwal, how can you say that Gandhi was extreme supporter of Hinduism? When once he was asked, who are you? Gandhi said, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddha, I'm a Jain. So how can you say that he was extreme supporter of Gandhism? Sorry, Hindutva?
Next.
I would like to start with an example. Once there lived a family. One day, the husband asked her wife to cook paneer for the dinner, but the wife refused to him as she wanted to have palak. They both sat together and came to a conclusion that they will cook palak paneer in the dinner and have it. Now, this may appear to be a silly example, but if we look around in our daily life, there are many such instances, even in Indian polity, which if both the opposing parties would have sat together and pondered upon resolving the issue, they could have easily approached a solution. But instead, they spend much of their time quarreling with each other, which not only disturbs national harmony, but also hampers the integrity of the nation.
Now the last one can speak.
Well, I would like to oppose my co-participants, Ms. Astha and Devrat. First of all, I truly respect their ideas, but I cannot help but disagree with their thought. First, Ms. Astha mentioned about the scripture. So let me just brief you all over a similar scenario depicted in another legend, Mahabharata. When Arjun finds himself in a dilemma where he had to fight his loved ones, Lord Krishna gave him the meaning of truth. He said that arms should be raised whenever necessary, even against your own loved ones. Violence isn't always bad if used in favor of good. Moreover, to oppose the point made by my co-participant Devrat, I would like to just share one thought about the mentality of the younger generation nowadays. The younger generations, including the adults and teenagers nowadays, lose their temper very easily. They fight over such silly topics. Moreover, the idea of non-violence has failed to influence the ever so practical world.
So, as we have come to the end of all the arguments, let me restate the main points. In my opinion, India today needs to turn back to unity, harmony, and love for all. Mahatma Gandhi indeed had great visions for the country. Unfortunately, we have lost track of him. He's somebody we can look up to once in a while. Talk about it. After hearing from both the teams, we can conclude that Gandhian ideals were very relevant during his time. But now, maybe we may have been derailed from his ideologies. And in spite of all the questions and arguments, Gandhi continues to be someone who defines Indian history. He will always be a source of learning to us, especially to the youth. The youth of India needs to imbibe his values of morality, love, and global peace. Gandhism is a way of life. He taught us how to live. He deserves to be in our hearts and not just in paper. So I would like to thank all of you from all of my participants.
Yes, end it.
Ending the meeting. Come back with the phones.
Thank you, friends. Now, let's witness the creativity of our shining stars.
क्या आप जानते हैं कि ये कहाँ का चित्र है? जी हाँ, बिल्कुल सही पहचाना आपने। ये है गुजरात का साबरमती आश्रम। यहाँ रहते थे मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी। इन्हें हम प्यार से बापू भी कहते हैं। इनका जन्म 2 अक्टूबर सन 1869 को गुजरात के पोरबंदर ज़िले में हुआ। इन्होंने मोहन से महात्मा बनने तक के सफ़र में बहुत से नेक काम किए। स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन में अहम भूमिका निभाई। ये सदैव सत्य और अहिंसा के मार्ग पर चलते रहे और अंग्रेज़ों को भी भारत छोड़ने पर मजबूर कर दिया। इनके कई आंदोलनों को हम जानते हैं, जिसमें असहयोग आंदोलन, दांडी यात्रा और भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन प्रमुख थे। बापूजी ने ही स्वदेशी अपनाने पर बल दिया। इनकी दी गई शिक्षाएं हमारे लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण हैं, जैसे कि बुरा मत देखो, बुरा मत सुनो, बुरा मत बोलो। राष्ट्रपिता ने देश को दासता से मुक्त कराया, लेकिन स्वच्छ भारत का उनका सपना पूरा नहीं हो पाया, जिसे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी साकार करने की कोशिश में जुटे हैं। ऐसे महान व्यक्तित्व के धनी महात्मा गांधी की 30 जनवरी 1948 को दिल्ली में नाथूराम गोडसे द्वारा गोली मारकर हत्या कर दी गई। विश्व पटल पर महात्मा गांधी सिर्फ एक नाम नहीं, परंतु शांति और अहिंसा का प्रतीक भी हैं।
मित्रों, आप सभी को गांधी जयंती की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। आज मैं आप सभी को गांधी जी के बंदर 3 कविता सुनाने जा रहा हूँ। गांधी जी के बंदर 3 सीख हमें देते अनमोल। बुरा दिखे तो दो मत ध्यान, बुरे बात पर दो मत कान, बुरा दिखे तो दो मत ध्यान, बुरे बात पर दो मत कान। कभी न बोलो कड़वी बोल। दोस्तों, पता है आज मैं क्या बनी हूँ? गांधी जी, क्योंकि आज गांधी जयंती है। धोती वाले बाबा की ऐसी एक लड़ाई थी, ना गोले बरसाए उनने, ना बंदूक चलाई थी। लाठी वाले बाबा की ऐसी एक लड़ाई थी, सत्य अहिंसा के बल पर दुश्मन को धूल चटाई थी। हैप्पी गांधी जयंती माय डियर फ्रेंड्स एंड माय डियर टीचर्स, थैंक यू। आज मैं गांधी जी के बारे में एक कविता सुनाने जा रहा हूँ। गांधी जी का पूरा नाम मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी था। उनको बापू जी बुलाते थे। बाबू भोले भाले थे, हम सभी को रखवाले थे। हमें आजादी दिलवाकर सब कष्ट से जाते थे। खूब पढ़ेंगे, खूब लिखेंगे, बापू जैसा काम करेंगे, जग में ऊंचा नाम करेंगे। My name is Adya Vaishnav. I read in class 1A. My house name is Red. गांधी जी के तीन बंधन नटखट प्यारे और सुंदर, याद जो सीख हमें देते अनमोल, जो सीख हमें देते अनमोल। बुरा न देखेंगे बुरा सुने ना, बुरा न देखा बुरा सुने ना, बुरा कभी ना बोले। मैं ईरा बहरा हूँ, मैं क्लास 1 में पढ़ती हूँ। आज मैं गांधी जी के बारे में कविता सुनाऊंगी। हमारे प्यारे गांधी जी, देश के प्यारे बापू जी, अहिंसा जिनका धर्म था और शांति के पुजारी थे। वंदे में था दम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे में था दम, वंदे मातरम। ऐनक पहने लाठी पकड़े चलते किसान से, दुश्मन कांपे थर थर थर, सुन के उनका नाम है। I am Akshat Patel from class 1D. Today I am telling about action song on Gandhi. Do you know who am I? Yes, I am Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Oh great leader Gandhi ji, we all called you Bapu ji. Oh father of our nation, you made it for sensation. I am Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. I love India. I believe in no violence, truth and peace. People call me Bapuji. Jai Hind. My name is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. My favorite song Raghupati Ragho Raja Ram, Pati Patawan Sita Ram, Raghupati Ragho Raja Ram, Pati Patawan Sita Ram.
celebration, I owe my heartfelt thanks to our proficient and talented Teresians of the screen and on the screen for offering such a melange of performance, making the day all the more special and a remarkable way to pay tribute to our Father of Nation. Thank you, Teresians, once again. Jai Hind!